Hello and welcome to the CompTIA Cybersecurity Analyst or CySA Plus Certification Study Guide. In this video, we'll be diving into Chapter 11.1, which is all about detection and analysis. A cybersecurity event just occurred that was brought on by a threat actor, so we must take immediate action. But wait, was it something that requires action? And if so, what action is required when and how? The first phase in incident response is the detection of an incident. This is followed by an analysis of that incident. The detection and analysis can be answered by three sets of questions. Did an incident occur? How severe is it? And what is its priority for being addressed? Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. So, one of the most challenging steps in an incident response and recovery process is, well, the initial analysis. You might be wondering, did a cyber incident just occur? Although it might seem like a straightforward question to answer, in reality, it can be quite tricky. The reasons for this difficulty include things like inaccurate security indicators. You see, security information and event management devices, or CM devices, often report false positives. This means that not every alarm is necessarily the result of a cyber incident. It's a complex issue, isn't it? Multiple indicators. Depending on the size and scope of the network, the total number of indicators may reach the hundreds of thousands each day. Sorting through these to identify any that are related to a cyber incident can be overwhelming. Lack of multiple clear symptoms. The goal of a threat actor is to hide any evidence of their actions so that they can remain undetected. A seemingly innocent and insignificant symptom, such as a change in a single configuration file, may be the only indicator of a cyber incident. Faulty human statements. Reports from employees of a device acting erratically are often attributed by that employee to a computer virus, while in reality it may be the result of any number of reasons. How can a security professional properly analyze events and then decide what to do? There are several general principles that are helpful. First, the professional should rely on their experience and training. If an indicator seems important, then it should not be ignored. Second, collaborating with other security personnel is very helpful. Third, every situation should be handled in a similar fashion whether or not it is a security incident. Finally, determining if it is an incident may simply be a matter of educated judgment. This is because not all successful attacks result in a detectable irregular activity, and thus do not produce a steady stream of clear and valid indicators. A security professional needs to be thorough and even flexible when analyzing incidents in order to determine if it is malicious. However, there are some signals that can be used to determine if an incident did occur. Two such signals include indicators of compromise and data and log analysis. In cybersecurity, indicators of attack, IOA, are preliminary behaviors that focus on detecting the intention of the threat actor as evidenced by their actions. The digital artifacts that serve as evidence of an attack are called indicators of compromise, IOC. IOC are one or more indicators of a successfully completed attack and show how it happened. IOC can serve as signals that a cyber incident did occur. There are several different tools that can be used for uncovering IOC. These include file analysis tools, tools for analyzing networks, and reputation tools. Logs play a critical role in identifying IOC. Cybersecurity logs can reveal the type of attack that was directed at the network and how it successfully circumvented existing security defenses. However, because there is a massive amount of log data generated related to cybersecurity, identifying an IOC from log data can be challenging. And there are other log management issues as well. Devices record all events, even those that are not cybersecurity related, which increases the amount of data that is generated. Each type of device may interpret an event in a different context, so that a router looks at an event differently than a firewall does. This can produce different alerts. One device may see an event as only a warning, while another device may interpret it as a serious event and may create a confusing mix of log data. And different devices record log information in different formats and even with different data captured. Manually combining multiple logs, each with a different format, can be a major challenge. However, in spite of these challenges, examining different log files, data, and log analysis is important for identifying IOC. Logs play a critical role in identifying IOC. Cybersecurity logs can reveal the type of attack that was directed at the network and how it successfully circumvented existing security defenses. However, because there is a massive amount of log data generated related to cybersecurity, identifying an IOC from log data can be challenging. How severe is it? Suppose you are a member of the cyber incident response team and you received a communication from the team leader that these 3 events have just occurred in rapid succession. A senior vice president opened an email attachment that contained malware that has now infected their computer and established connections with an external host. A distributed denial of service (DDoS) attack appears to be directed at a web server. A firewall has blocked a remote connection attempt. Determining the severity of an incident is a critical step. That is because giving attention to an incident that is not critical can give a different critical incident time to cause widespread damage. When faced with determining the severity of an incident, it is important to consider its impact in the context of security as a whole. In the previous examples, a security novice might be drawn to the firewall incident as the most severe. However, a firewall that has blocked a remote connection attempt is a normal security action. The firewall properly functioned and as a result, no data was threatened, although a continued effort by a threat actor may need to be investigated. Once these low-level security non-incidents have been eliminated, the severity of the remaining incidents can be determined. This can be done based on the value of the data being compromised, the extent of the threat, and even organizational priorities. What is its priority? Which has the highest priority? A DDoS attack that has brought down the company's public web server so that customers are unable to make any purchases, or an unauthorized root-level access to a device that is allowing the theft of personally identifiable information, PII. If determining if an incident occurred is one of the most difficult steps, then prioritizing is perhaps the most critical step. A security professional must be able to quickly prioritize events in order to respond to the most damaging event first. Or if 2 events have an almost equal priority, a decision must be made as to the order they both should be addressed. Cyber incidents must always be prioritized. They should never be handled simply as they occur on a first-come, first-served basis. One approach to determining the priority of incidents is to perform a 2-step process. The first step in the process is to eliminate or postpone those incidents that have lesser consequences. Sometimes called a triage, this identifies those incidents that should be immediately addressed with the available resources. Consider both current and future consequences. Limiting prioritization to incidents that only have an immediate consequence on the functionality of a business system could inadvertently ignore the more serious long-term impact. Consider who will be affected. Today, a cyber incident often has a much wider impact on one or more other organizations or the public at large. Consider the ability to recover. Some incidents cannot be fully recovered from, such as the theft and release of PII that cannot be undone, so consideration should be given as to the level of recoverability. If you find this video useful, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. To see more videos like this, please click in the rectangle in the middle of your screen. To see other videos from this channel, please click the circle on the bottom right. Thanks for watching. We will see you on the next one.